Hello, hello, this is Paper Cuts Included coming to you live from the Ninja Turtle sleeping blanket, and that's I know it's legit. Today we're going to be looking at Kick-Ass number 2. But before we get into that, if this is your very first Paper Cuts Included video, we are a comic book YouTube channel ran by me and my two co-hosts. We're all working artists in the field, and we want to talk about what we love. And what we love is comic books, baby. We talk about, we put books like this under the microscope and break the panels down to the bare essentials. What makes it work? What makes it doesn't? Who's the artist? What's the artist done? What kind of pen are they using? What can we do as artists to get better? What should we do to get better? Stuff like that. So if that's something you're interested in, well, I guess y'all are just going to have to hit that notification bell to keep up to date with the most up and coming Southern comic book channel in the world right now. So we're going to be looking at Kick-Ass number 2. If you missed it, we've looked at Kick-Ass number 1, which pretty fun. It was probably one of the first ever books I read that wasn't recommended, because I feel like a lot of people who are getting into comics just take recommendations for the first year or two. But this was one of the first ones I was like, you know what? No, that looks cool. I remember the movies. I didn't see the movies, but I remembered as a kid seeing the commercials, like the costume of our main character. And so I always wanted to check it out. So it's one of my favorite series. It holds up really good so far. I'm reading this with you guys, so I'm only on issue 2. But let's get into it. Almost. Before we get into that, we always started off with, is the cover successful? And what I mean by that is, as an artist, you gotta sell your books. That you just gotta do it. It might be a little capitalistic, but you gotta keep the lights on in your studio, a pen in your hand, and a cheeseburger in your belly. And one of the ways you can sell a book real easy is have an amazing cover. Have a cover that intrigues people. Have a cover that has people coming back to look at it. Stop and look at it, pick it up. Maybe they'll check it out solely for the cover. I know some of my friends only buy books for the covers. They never read what's inside. If the cover's cool though, they'll buy it. Or think about the people who only buy 1 or 2 comics in their life. And if they see a cool cover, that might be one of them. So always have a good cover. Never have a cover that you think's boring, or don't phone in a cover, I guess is what I should say. If you're gonna phone in any page, make sure it's not the cover, because that can be one of your selling points. So is this cover successful? I think it's solid. I don't know if it's gonna have a lot of people stopping to look at it. I think it actually adds a lot to have this. There's one of these little tad bits at the kind of the bottom of every page. This one being sickening violence, just the way you like it. So I think that adds a point to it. I'm gonna give it a 7. I think it's a really good cover. It's great. Poor Bill, but just an okay cover. It's not an issue 1. It's not. I feel like that's one of my complaints with the Kick-Ass, at least Volume 1, is there's not a whole lot of great covers. They're all good, they're all solid, because John Romita Jr. is a solid artist, but there's never been one besides, I think, maybe issue 4 that I'm like, ooh, that's an amazing cover. It's ingrained in my head. I think issue 4 is the only one where I can say that's the case. So I give it, you know what, maybe a 6.5. I was thinking about giving a 6, but maybe a 6.5 out of 10. It's solid, it's good, it's just not something that I think is going to get a lot of foot traffic in a store. So let me know what you think in the comments. But let's actually get into it. And most of the time when we look at these books, we talk about more of the art, not the story. With Kick-Ass, though, I actually talk about the story a little bit more than art sometimes, because like I just said, John Romita Jr. is the artist. He's really solid. He's a great artist, but I feel like that's it. He's solid, he's great, but he's never wowed me with the piece I've read. Granted, I've only ever read his Kick-Ass, work. I've never done anything else. Ooh, Tom Palmer does the inks. I always forget Tom Palmer does the inks and Kick-Ass. But, you know, but if you have a favorite John Romita Jr. piece other than Spider-Man, let me know in the comments, because my favorite's going to be Kick-Ass. But no, I do love this page, though, this one-page spread. It looks great. I love his line work he adds on all of his figures. I don't think I really talked about that in the first video, but it's something I noticed at least in this go-around, and it's something that is very unique to him. Or maybe, is it to him? Let's see if he does it, because the cool thing with this book is in the back of it, it actually has some of the pencils and then inks. So I guess John Maynard Jr. did that. But no, it just looks really good. I think it's a very iconic look, and I'm there for it. Find something you can do in your book. Don't be a copycat of an art style. Do something unique with your artwork. Like I am doing Pokemon prints right now because I'm tired of working art sales where I don't really sell any of my original stuff. So I'm making a few Pokemon prints because I like Pokemon, so I don't consider it a sellout. But that being said, I'm changing up the character designs. I'm making Blastoise, the giant turtle, look more like a actual turtle, not a fictionized fantasy turtle, but instead has I have a pet tortoise, so I've been looking at my tortoise for references for the face. So just think about stuff you can do. What can you change? What can you improve on? What can you do to make your own stuff unique and not if you love black and white art, how are you going to do it so you don't look like you're a copycat of Sin City? If you love super technical drawings, how are you going to make sure you don't look like a Frank Quietly slash Jeff Darrow? And, and I think a thing you can do with this line weight is do different line weights, because they're all there's difference, but a lot of them are the same. But think about how would different line weights changes composition? Would it make it better? Would it make it worse? And that's another thing. If you're gonna work on a page, do a page 10 different ways. Like it'll work. And if it takes 100 pages to get it right, it takes 100 pages to get it right. That's just how it is, in my opinion. Comic book making's hard. I've never been able to actually get a full comic off the ground. I usually get halfway there and then I kind of crumble. But maybe not for too much longer. But no, where this story takes place, it is a great, reintroduction from issue one. Our main character puts on a superhero costume, gets his ass kicked, and he's in a hospital. He gets stabbed, hit by a car, and all he's afraid of is, I hope my dad doesn't, I hope my dad's not here because if my dad's here, then he's gonna know about everything, and he doesn't want to look like an idiot wearing a costume who got stabbed and then hit by a Mercedes. Really good technical. His John Romita Jr.'s artwork reminds me a lot of Tony Moore. If you don't know Tony Moore, first maybe 10 issues of Fear Agent and the first 10 issues of The Walking Dead, the comic. And I love Tony Moore, the artist, a lot. I think he's a very underrated artist. He's really slow, which is why he got kicked off The Walking Dead. But I prefer his art over whoever took over The Walking Dead. So, and John Romita Jr.'s artwork just reminds me of it, but with a more abstract approach. Like these figures down here with the jaws that aren't anatomically correct. I just like it. It's a feature that I'm going to remember of John Romita Jr.'s artwork, and it's a feature that I want to see if he does in some of his Spider-Man works. I'm curious to see how that works. Make sure that's in frame. But no, and even the gutters are real interesting. They're not straight, linear, and they're not in white. They're in black, and they're look like they've been chipped, broken, and I really like that. I like it when artists play around with the gutters. You don't know what the gutters are. That's what separates the panels. You call that the gutters. Other than the hot up from the hospital that has a straight gutter, but when he's talking about the crap getting beat out of him, it's all chipped and broken. And hey, it might not look like a lot, but you can actually add a lot to your art what type of gutters you use. So just experiment. See, now we're getting those straight gutters again, and a great little joke. Turns out he had enough strength, while he was bleeding out to take off all his clothes, so no one knew he was going to be wearing a superhero outfit, which he's so thankful for that. I think that the humor in this book is one of my favorite humors in the whole series. If you haven't read Kick Ass yet, read it. I know a lot of people have a sour taste in their mouth from the movie, but I think it's really good. I think it's just a fun comic. It's short. I think it's less than, maybe it might be a little bit over 30 issues if you read Kick-Ass 1, Kick-Ass 2, Kick-Ass 3, you know, but it might be a little bit less than 30 issues. It's one of those. But no, so we get that in the hospital moment, just him and, just good artwork. I really like that line weight on, although sometimes it makes it look like he has a beard, which, I'm not gonna bust his chops too much for it. Just, I don't know. I guess while my reread of this, John Romita Jr. is also good about just drawing different figures. A lot of I haven't really found someone who looks a lot alike yet, and I thought I might because his figures are kind of simplistic, kind of very stylized, but they all look different. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I guess I'm just kind of like, oh, I guess I am too hard on John Romita Jr. I actually do like his art a lot. Hell, I liked Kick Ass a lot, so he did Sun, right? But no, he's just really good at all these figures. I really like it. He's a good figure artist in a different way than how I would say Michael Allred is really good with figure. But I mean, Allred's great at anatomy. He's great at showing the muscles, showing just different poses. Whereas John Romita Jr. I feel like is really good at that. Just an abundance of figures. And some people struggle with drawing an abundance of figures and making it not look congested. But I feel John Romita Jr. is really good about making a panel like this or a panel like that look natural and not look like it's too busy. And what I mean by too busy is if you have like I think just one or two more doctors would ruin this panel because then your eyes don't know where to go. As an audience, as a viewer, this is everyone. We're as humans, we look at an artwork and we just instantly study it. It's just part of our brains, part of our curiosity. But yeah, but if you added one more, your eyes would get lost, and you would subconsciously not like the panel. Um, that's what they drilled into our heads at art school in college is that whole theory. So if you're like he's cuckoo for cocoa puffs, what the hell is he talking about? That's where I get it from, is in my good old art history classes and art appreciation classes. And I went to art school. Not to brag anything, I'm still in it, senior this year, whoop whoop. Let's hope I graduate. But even Bill's friends are so different. Is his name Bill? I hope his name's Bill and I've been saying it wrong this entire time. Dave. His name's Dave. I knew it was some like white kid name. Maybe one of his friends' name is Bill, and that's why I was saying Bill. But no, like all of Dave's friends, they just have great designs, look super different, and I don't know. I just like that about an artist, being able to do all those different figures. He draws fire real well. I really like that fire, and a great storytelling element. He says he's gonna quit being a crime fighter. The next, or not just the next page, he's already back on the streets because it's in his blood. I, there's my snap. I was trying to snap, but there's my snap. And I really like it, and I like the difference. Like these panels might not look a whole lot different, but they are. He's wide-eyed. He's ready. He's doubtful. Back in it, zoomed in, eyes smaller. Eyes on the prize is how I look at that. And it kind of goes the same exact way as the first time. It goes out, and all these girls out there are Switchblade Shorties girls. Yeah, that made me think. They call him a flasher, call him a pervert, and they want to cut his balls off. And so it's very much like you know, issue one, which I like because that's how a real superhero would go. How hell, we live in the South. People get shot with a shotgun if they, see you on the street with a green ski mask suit with some batons on your back. You know, but no, we finally get it. He, has a chance to save someone. This poor schmuck's getting beat up by I guess it was a gang. They never really get talked about, at least from what I remember. So what's he do? With some great, just emotional, different perspectives all around. I like that. Play around with perspectives. See what works, see what doesn't. I don't think that's how an arm works right there, though. But no, he just straight up starts fighting him with a great. I love that's probably my favorite panel. Just really well colored, really well drawn. Sometimes the coloring in this book kind of hurts John Romita Jr.'s really sharp line work, but this one I feel like it's done really well. Probably because it has those really bold black inks from Tom Palmer. So I guess I should say Tom Palmer's inks kind of get lost in the color. Is probably the more accurate thing to say. But no, it's a great action scene, and it is how me or you would fight crime. It's a brawl. He's not one punching Lex Luthor because he's Superman. He's getting his ass kicked again, but yet he's fighting on. He's not giving up. Everyone's just watching. Herd behavior. They're just gonna watch this poor high schooler get his get his cookies kicked out of him, But I really like that. It's one of the things that made it click for me when I was reading it. It's like, oh, that could, because I read this in high school, so I was Dave's age, and part of me was like, ooh, I wonder if I could do this, be a hero and stuff like that. So it'll hold a nostalgia place in my heart. But yeah, it's just a brawl, teeth flying everywhere, blood everywhere, done really well. It is This page is a little hard to read for me because it's so random with the panels that I had to read. I know what happens, but in art technical form, I feel like it's disconnected, and that's probably the point. But I wish it'd be a little bit more connected, if that makes sense, or just 2 pages of this. So add another page, which there could have been, and they cut one out. But that's my only complaint. But no, just more fighting and a great posture right there. That's a great pose. I'm sure John Romita had to have someone model that because that's a hard pose to just remember from memory. But no, and the book ends with his he gets thanked by the poor guy, and he's gonna end up on YouTube with that good old flip phone. So let's see what happens. And the old Verizon logo, man, that takes me back. But no, that's it. That is Kick-Ass #2. Let's look at some ads. Nothing too crazy, but hey, we get original pencils. This is page 16. And it's even got the original script. Then the inks, then the color. So it just, like, see those really. Is there a Kick-Ass in black and white? Because that'd be really cool. I would love to look at that and add to my collection because that'd be dope. So, yeah. So, but that is Kick-Ass #2. I guess we probably look at that awesome Alex Ross artwork right there. That's great. From Dynamite Studio. That can't be David Finch. But no. Kick-Ass #2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. It means a lot to us. It helps us out a lot. It keeps these these videos going out to more and more people who like this style of content. I can't do without you guys. I think we're at 48 subscribers right now. That's awesome. I haven't thanked you guys in a while. It's awesome. I started this channel. I think we're over 3 months old now, and we've grown real fast. We're kind of in a little plateau right now, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll bounce back once school starts back up and people want to kill time more. Because I can't say a whole lot. I've been swimming every day and not working on art as much as I should. So, but hey, it's good. I'm having an amazing summer with my wife and one of my best friends. So, all's good. That's my little rant, I guess. But it's gonna be a fun week. This is Tuesday's video. I actually don't know what we're covering for the rest of the week. I don't know what we're doing for Friday, which is usually Frank Miller Friday, but we might be looking at a Sin City book. We might be looking at a Martha Washington book. I don't really know yet. We see though. But no, I think Thursday might be a Ninja Turtle book. Maybe. I'm not gonna give promises. And tomorrow, I don't know. I will keep you posted. I need to redo my spreadsheet of what I'm doing. But I guess after you've heard that rant, I guess I'll send you on some marching orders, and I'm out of here. Make more art.